Well, in today's book review, The New Couple by Alison James, we see how fortunate Stephanie Hamlin and her husband Richard were. They won a lottery or a contest of sorts, and that included a dream house. It mainly was all about a dream house, okay? An exclusive location that they and their little girl Poppy would be able to enjoy. Beautiful new home. Now, they move into this new home, and the very first thing is they have a neighbor who knocks on their door. Hi, I'm your neighbor, blah, blah, blah. As far as Stephanie's concerned, she can go away. Who is this neighbor? Well, this neighbor is Jane Headley. Jane Headley. She's married to Fergus, and she's trying to be the welcoming committee to Stephanie and Richard. Okay, so Jane goes about her way. She sees Stephanie on the walkway one time, and she tries to speak to her again, and Stephanie is still cold. They have a third interaction. This interaction is Stephanie knocks on her door. Says, I need you to watch Poppy. And she's practically pushing the baby into Jane's arms. And Jane goes, well, wouldn't it be better if I watch Poppy at your house where all of her things are? She goes, no, Richard really doesn't like having strangers in the house. So Jane thinks, but he doesn't mind having his baby foisted upon strangers. Okay. So, pardon me. So she agrees she'll watch Poppy. She watches her a couple more times. And then there's another neighbor, a pregnant neighbor, an Indian woman, who ends up watching Poppy a few more times after that. And then all of a sudden, we don't even know where Poppy went. Okay? Now, Jane, she has a lot of time on her hands, so she's going to figure this out. Where is Stephanie going that she's gone all hours and doesn't seem to care about the baby? Number two, why does it appear that Rich's car is home, but he doesn't come to retrieve the baby? And why are they so standoffish? Now, this is a beautiful, lovely neighborhood, and everything should be copacetic. But we find out that it is anything but. Does Jane figure out what is off? There's just something off about the situation. Okay, now, I want to check the blurb, because I don't know if I should tell you what I want to tell you. Okay, it's in the blurb, so I'm going to say it. Something about Stephanie and Richard is not as it should be. And that's what makes this book a psychological thriller. But I can't tell you much more than that. Okay? So I'm going to outline it one more time really quickly. Stephanie and Richard, a couple named Stephanie and Richard Hamlin, receive notice that they won a house, a renovated, gorgeous new house in an exclusive neighborhood. They have a welcoming committee mainly made up of Jane, who notices that something is just not right about them. Then we have her husband Fergus, who's a professor and who'd rather Jane mind her own business. Then you have the odd way that Stephanie acts and the even odder way that Richard acts. But what makes this book a psychological thriller? Well, I really can't tell you. I just can't tell you. How does Alison James do? She does a fabulous job because she weaves a very, very interesting tale here. As a matter of fact, not only do we have really good characters that really suck you in, but you've got different points of view, especially towards the end where you start to, because you feel like for a minute that the story starts to repeat itself, but it doesn't. It just gives you a different perspective. So you're reading most of the book in one point of view and then part of the book in another, and everything starts to come together. Now, did the story catch on quickly as far as being a good psychological thriller or a good domestic suspense? I would say yes. I would say yes. Especially when you have that nosy neighbor, Jane, who just knows things aren't right and won't let anything rest. She won't let it rest. And with good reason. I would say that this book wrapped up pretty daggone good. It really did. Because there was a point in this book, there was a twist in this book that caught me unawares. And that's what makes me so drawn to really good psychological thrillers. And that's what this book did. So I want to thank Bookature for this book, and Alison James, whose writing I absolutely love. I think I probably have read, I'm going to check, I would say probably a good half dozen or so of her books at least. And they're all great psychological thrillers. You can get this at your Kindle store for $3.99. So I say run and get it. Yeah, this book review is 2 weeks ahead of schedule, but when it comes up for sale, which is September 27th, is when this book review will load. But also I wanted to say you can also get it on Kindle Unlimited. So it's your choice if you would like to get this by purchasing it to give the author a little bit more change in their pockets, or if you want to go ahead and use your Kindle Unlimited subscription. But either way, you can't go wrong. And I did decide to pull this up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This makes book number 8 that I have read by Alison James. Okay, book number 8. One of them I gave 3 stars. Most of them I gave 4 stars and 1 5 stars. So yeah, I think you'll like this one. Alrighty, thank you for watching. Bye.